So I thought I'd do a vlog since it's been a long time since I've done one, and a lot of stuff has happened lately. This one will not be edited the way that they're usually edited, mostly because I'm lazy. I say that, and then I end up rambling and getting off topic, and then I end up wanting to edit anyway. Let's see if I can actually do it this time. Obviously you'll notice that there's a big cut. You might notice that I have this around my neck. This is the PlayStation Eye, and that's because the mic built into my new laptop sucks. So kind of have a lot of crazy emotions going on right now. Actually 3 weeks and 2.5 hours ago, my dad died, and so it's kind of, I've been having a huge roller coaster of emotions, but at the same time, I also got a teaching job in Japan. For those of you who are still following me after all this time, you might know that was a long time dream of mine. Just look at the mic, or in the camera. And so I've kind of got, my dad was my constant. He was the one thing that didn't change, even though everything else seemed to change in my life. And he's gone, and it's sort of like that's one of my biggest kind of links to this world, I suppose you could say, was him. And so I knew my dad was getting sicker. He had breathing problems and things, probably for a lot of different reasons. He never smoked, but he had a lot of coworkers that smoked. Plus he worked with a lot of nasty chemicals, and kind of the perfect storm of stuff just ended up taking his life. And so I'm getting ready to go to Japan, and I'm leaving very soon, actually, but it's sort of, I have a hard time showing excitement for a lot of things anyway, but honestly, the reason why I don't show excitement for Japan is because it scares the hell out of me. Now, I got used to Korea after a couple of years. I knew how to navigate it pretty well for the most part, but I still don't know how to navigate Japan. And I don't just mean geographically, I mean, you know, logistically, emotionally, especially emotionally, because Japanese people, I have never been able to read a Japanese person properly. And so this is a very scary thing, and I don't have my dad to call for comfort or for advice. My mom is at home, and that's another thing, is that she's going to be by herself. She's already by herself right now, by herself in bed, but she hasn't been for almost 63 years. And no, sorry, 64. They've been together a long time. So I'm really scared of what's going to happen in the next year or so. And my brother gave me some news that is a little scary, which I won't get into. That's a private thing, but some really scary news. And I have a nephew. Actually, I have a nephew and a niece. My nephew, by the way, is just about a year younger than me, and my niece is about 7 years younger than me. But they both have really bad heart problems, and I'm just afraid of what happens if they go, because they were actually, and of course they're the two that were the closest to me out of all my extended family. They were the closest to me. My niece especially, because we're both adopted, and so we kind of understand each other in that respect. We're a little bit, you know, on the outside, but we're also on the inside. You know, it's a weird thing being adopted, even by a loving family. It's a weird thing being adopted. So, you know, if something happens to them and my brother, it's the one that I always talk to every day. He's you know, I don't have any local friends. When I say that, there's a guy that I was close friends with, and still am close, I guess. It's just he's busy because, you know, he's got a wife to take care of and lots of bills, and so he's working a lot all the time. And another one of my friends is up in Northern California, and he's also working a lot. Well, no, he's working a lot less than he was, but still, he's got 4 kids to take care of, and so it kind of gets in the way of really even talking with him. But the distance itself gets in the way of us hanging out. We can't hang out, you know. And so I'm kind of the 3 of the people that I've been the closest with in my life, my brother, my niece, and my nephew. One of my nieces, one of my nephews. You know, I don't know if they're going to be around forever. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like in the next 20 years I might, there's a good chance I could lose everyone I care about. So, but I want to look forward to Japan. I mean, there have been moments where I have been noticeably excited. Not right now. I know it's just because there's a lot of stuff going on. But it's one of my dreams to be able to live in Japan. And yeah, it started with anime and games and all that, but it hasn't been that for a long time. I can't even explain really what it is, but I want to learn this new culture. I was kind of an ass when it came to Korean culture because I just didn't take the time to really learn it properly. I mean, I went along with one of my coworkers, my Korean coworkers, when he was showing me stuff, and that's fine. And I know that a lot of Korean culture is about food, but that wasn't where I'd wanted to be. Well, obviously this is where I want to be, and so I'm not going to make the same mistake here. Really, I'm not going to make the same mistake with Korea anymore either, because I do want to learn about Korean culture. I think the 2 countries are very closely linked. They are military allies at the moment, but they have a long, nasty history, and there's a lot of problems in the relations between the 2 countries, and so and there's a lot of Koreans living in Japan, and of course their culture will be completely different than the South Korean culture, because especially since a lot of them have North Korean citizenship, and they've gone to schools run by North Korea, which is another issue for another day. But I think I need to learn a lot about both of the cultures if I want to survive there, and if not to survive, but if I want, you know, I actually want to see, I guess, reconciliation between the 2 countries, complete and total reconciliation, along the lines of what, let's say, the U.S. and England had, or along the lines of what, I can't even think about any other examples right now. It's because my brain's not functioning at full capacity, but that's what I'd like to see. Anyway, so I still have my phone, which I can use to make videos. I'm doing this on Movie Maker. I have Premiere, but you can't record off a webcam with Premiere, so Movie Maker's good for some quick stuff. And I will keep everyone up to date. I think I'll be making vlogs a lot more frequently, and I am going to chart my progress getting into Japan. Alright.